Hello and welcome to today's Click Love Grow blog, which is courtesy of Sick Children because I haven't had time to sit down and write the blog that I was planning to this week. And I have been meaning to do this for quite some time, so I guess it just works out perfectly. I had no excuses to jump in front of my very much underused webcam today. So, what I wanted to talk about actually falls in nicely with the fact that over the last week I have lost a lot of work days because my kids have been sick and I've had a few deadlines of shoots that I wanted to complete and I just haven't been able to do them. So I really wanted to talk about setting realistic expectations and avoiding the trap of getting yourself into a position of stress and being flustered and putting a lot of pressure on yourself. Now, I dare say that a lot of us can relate to this in multiple areas of our life. But photographically, there's two key areas that I wanted to talk about in setting realistic expectations. The first one is in creating shoots that we really have a vision for. So we might see a style we like, or we might purchase something or get an idea in our head and we really want to create it. And then the second is if you're starting to do client shoots with either paying clients or you're starting to practice with family and friends, again, we can set some expectations to make it a lot more enjoyable and less stressful. So let's talk about our vision first. I have an example. A few weeks ago, I ordered this beautiful, sweet headband. I should have brought it up to show you, but I shared a picture on Facebook and I'll share them below. So I had this vision in my head. It's this gorgeous floral headpiece and I got some matching clips for my two girls. So I was deciding, okay, it's winter here. I'd really love to get a shot with her hair out, maybe wrapped in a blanket with the light coming, through the trees, lighting her up from backlight. So the other day, I took her outside. I, convinced her to come with me. And first of all, she just wasn't into it. And this has happened to me before with photos, and it used to really stress me out. The fact that, I had this very limited window in which I could take these photos that I really loved, and it just wasn't going to happen because my daughter wasn't interested. And then, the light wasn't quite coming out at the right time. It was cold. She was grumpy. So I took a handful of shots. She pulled some delightful faces for me, again, which I've shared in the blog below. But the point is, I just had to say, okay, enough. We will come back and do this another time. Did I want those photos by a certain date? Yes, I definitely did. But if I had pushed the point, which I've done before, it can become a really stressful situation, not just for me, excuse me, but for my daughter. And then down the track, she's really not going to want to participate. So it could be that you have unwilling subjects in a passion project that don't want to participate. It could be that you have one day off to go and take photos, but it's really overcast and you're not getting the sunlight that you want. You might turn up to, a landscape location and the wind is crazy. So there are a lot of scenarios where everything in our photos is not going to go as planned. Now, there's two ways this can go. We can sort of embrace what we do have and create something amazing that we didn't expect. We can get a little bit more creative and push ourselves and challenge ourselves to try different things, maybe shooting from different angles or moving ourselves around the subject a little bit more to see how the light can play differently. Or we can accept it and go back and try another time. So if you do have a particular shot and you go out one time to try it and it doesn't work, do not get disheartened. It absolutely happens to everyone, especially when we're photographing our own kids. And just be conscious that you're not alone and either try and make the best of it or avoid a really stressful situation. So that is my first tip. Now, my second one is if you are starting to do client sessions, I just want you to have a think about the types of professional photos that you see online. Now, there's gorgeous photos that we see online all the time. So you might be thinking that if you go out and take family photos for say 45 minutes to an hour, which is usually about how long little kids have an attention span realistically for photos, then you might be thinking, oh, I have to provide a gallery of say 30 to 50 masterpiece images. Every one of them has to be absolutely, fantastic quality and perfect lighting. Now again, realistically, that is not going to be the case. And I can talk personally when I did sessions. Yes, absolutely. The quality of the images throughout a gallery were consistent. They were composed well, exposed well. There wasn't any, dramatic technical errors. But not every photo in a session has that complete and utter wow factor that we get very used to seeing online. So just remember that when a family, say, or a client books you for photos, or you're taking even family photos for yourself, there are key shots that you're going to want to get. And they can be beautiful, simple, effective shots and portraits that show off your subjects really well, that the people in the photos are beautifully happy with, but you don't have to put an unrealistic pressure on yourself and expectations to be getting something that's prize-worthy every single time. So I hope that helps. Just remember that photography is a constant journey. I have moments where, I just am not getting the photos I want, but the thing that I've learned is to set those realistic expectations, avoid stress, and just be willing to either try something different or go back another time and try it again. So have a great week. Don't forget that if you are not already on our newsletter list, you can join by downloading the free ebook online. And if you haven't already, check out our free 7-day photography course. It goes for a week and it's delivered straight to your inbox with actionable lessons that you can try to start taking better photos straight away. See you.